Times called it an $8 billion tax dodge.
Jensen Huang is the co-founder and CEO of NVIDIA.
Do you like my jacket?
The chip giant is one of the most valuable companies in the world.
God, I love NVIDIA.
And that made him one of the richest people in the world.
I think Mark is pretty buff. The guy's pretty jacked.
I mean, you too, man.
But all that wealth could mean a hefty tax bill down the line. Unless you have a GRAT.
GRAT stands for Grantor Retained Annuity Trust.
If you're not a tax attorney, this may make no sense to you. All you need to know right now is that it's a complicated vehicle for avoiding estate tax. Bob's going to explain.
The way it works is I put in the $100 million of stock into the trust for my kids.
That would make Bob the grantor, putting his assets into the trust. If he had just given his kids the stock, he would have faced up to 40% in gift and estate taxes. But by putting it in a trust, a middleman essentially, he dodges all of that.
And they have to pay me back. And they do have to pay a little bit of interest on the deferred purchase price.
That's the annuity part. It's a payment the trust has to make to cover the value of those assets over the period of the agreement, usually a couple of years.
But if the assets appreciate a lot, then they get to keep the leftovers after they've paid me. And there's no estate or gift tax to pay on that transfer of wealth. So let's say in 2 years it doubles in value. So they pay me $100 million and they keep $100 million. I win against the IRS. I transferred $100 million of wealth to my kids without paying any estate or gift tax.
How are they paying no gift or estate tax on that?
That's why they call it the zeroed out GRAT.
A good tax attorney will make it so that the assets and the payments back essentially cancel each other out. On paper, there's no gift here because it's been paid back.
Think about what Jensen Huang's assets consist of. It's mostly the stock of NVIDIA, which has been increasing like crazy over the last 5 or 6 years.
According to the Times, the Huang set up their GRATs in 2016, putting in about 3 million shares of NVIDIA, worth about $100 million at the time. They're worth more than $15 billion today, meaning that this one move saved them a whopping $6 billion in estate taxes.
If you were going to search for the perfect asset to use for a zeroed out GRAT, it would be NVIDIA stock.
And the GRAT is just one of the tactics Huang's used. The Times says he's potentially saved more than $1 billion in taxes by using an iDigit, another complicated trust vehicle, and another billion using a donor-advised fund. The Times pegs Huang's total dodge at $8 billion.